Episode 25. This is the Dandin and RJ Machismo podcast. This is Dandin.
RJ Machismo, I'm back, y'all.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, RJ, for the
Yes, sir.
2021.
First episode of 2021.
Yeah. Welcome back.
No
welcome
way.
back. All right. So tonight we got a special guest. She is a collegiate basketball player. So she plays point guard. She's a baller, and also most importantly, she's our our cousin, Katelyn Canlas, from Fort Washington, Maryland. How are you doing tonight, Katelyn?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're good. It's an honor to have you on. You're actually considered our first sports athlete, collegiate athlete. So
man,
yeah,
thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah,
I didn't even know this was your first one back.
Nah,
yeah, that was my first one back since last year.
Way.
So. Yeah, last year was only about like a month ago. So
yeah,
it's cool. That's why me and RJ we're very cohesive. So it's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much, Katelyn, for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to hear more. A lot of your stories about you, coming up as a basketball player and what you've been through and where you are now. So we're just to start off with a little icebreaker. Tell us more about yourself.
Well, I'm Katelyn. I'm from Prince George's County, Maryland. I've been playing basketball since I was 9. Basketball really runs in our family. I play basketball with Jeremy, my oldest cousin, and he's one of the persons I look up to when I play basketball. My siblings play basketball, and that's all we do. We play basketball, eat, and sleep, basically. Right now, I attend Morgan State University. I'm a junior there, and I'm studying biomedical pre-professional track, and hopefully I'll become a PA.
Hey, this was up.
Hey, scholar athlete. So that's great. So I know. I mean, I basically seen you when you were a baby. Me and RJ, and he said that basketball runs in our family. So who inspired you to play basketball as far as at a young age?
I feel like my dad, he put me into it. I literally tried everything, all the girly stuff, ballet, tap, jazz. I'm just too stiff. And then he just put me in sports. I was always good at any sports, running. I love that. And then my dad put me into FIBA. And then from there, he saw potential, and that's all we did. All we played was play basketball. And then I started taking it seriously maybe when I was 10 or 11, started doing AAU. And then a mentor to me who has always been there and still today is Jeremy. And everyone knows Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we still work out together. Me, I would say, if you guys know Jaden Nash, another baller. We're his little prodigies. And that's just it's just driven deep into our family. It's I don't know. If you don't play basketball, I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Ball is life.
Yeah, ball is life for real. So that's pretty much answer questions 2 and 3. But I got a question for you though. As far as you already said, Jeremy is one of your idols in the family. But anybody in the NBA, the professional level that you looked up to, WNBA or NBA, that that kind of inspired you?
All-time favorite is Kobe.
Okay.
Everyone knows the Mamba mentality.
Right.
I love them. Early 2000s, I already know him because I was a baby.
Right.
2009, 2010, back-to-back championships, and then my family's a Laker fan. Laker fan.
Yeah.
So that's why I love him, and I love everything that Kobe has done. R.I.P. to him. He just brought so much to the game, IQ and work ethic. My favorite WNBA player, Della Dawn, of course. A sharp shooter.
Yeah.
I actually I missed her a couple of times because I used to work at train at MedStar.
Yeah.
Her team, they're connected. I always missed her in the morning because I would go straight to school. With the NBA, WNBA, I watch it, but not as much. I watch a lot of college basketball more.
Okay.
So growing up, when I was in high school, my favorite player was Brooke McCartney. she was like a small little point guard, but I just thought like her game, like being a point guard, like she was like my favorite like college basketball player. She played for Texas. And now she's somewhere in the, I haven't really kept track, but she's somewhere in the WNBA.
Okay. Sounds good. So, like, pretty much, you said it's funny too because you said you miss Della Don. Like, I seen her too. It's crazy. Like, I was running at freaking Old Town, and they were walking their dog, and it was like during like the peak of COVID. So I was like, man, I was gonna say something, but then I was like, man, you gotta keep distance. So I'm like, man, it's crazy how tall she is too, man. Like.
She was like an hustler.
Yeah, but from a distance, I just said hi, and I was like, I admire your game. I was like, you're one of like the female NBA WNBA players that that I like watching. So that was pretty cool. So.
And like her comeback was like good. Like she's like also injured, so like that's something like I could relate to.
Yeah.
And then like I was so happy that they finally won a chip.
I know, that was crazy. That was like the same year too with the Cap, so that was
yes, sir.
And I mean the Nationals, so that was like but so talking about basketball though, tell us about your going to your every game. How do you prepare yourself? Like any games, it could be like church games or your high school game or your college game. Like tell us more about how you prepare yourself going into these games.
Before, it's like, how you just have like dynamic warm up and everything. Like I would like really have to tire myself out
right
before I could really play. When I was at school, I know like I would come, they'll make us come early because we have like scout and everything. But like a couple of us will like shoot for like hours before a game, like maybe an hour into it, get ourselves moving. On the court, like the best advice I got was like when you're on the court, just in your mind, just say you're the best player on that court, and it just gets you going. And that was like given by, Uncle John. He always asked me that, and Clear Jeremy taught me that too. Because like the other day I saw him at like Gigi's, and he just randomly asked me like, so on the court, like, how's your basketball career? I'm like, it's good. And he's like, so on the court, what do you think about? And then I knew he was gonna say it because I learned it from him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And then the best is like, know that I'm like the best player on the court, like, boost my confidence because that was something before that I lacked. And then once I had confidence in myself, I just play my game. And when I play my game, I got to do my job because like as a point guard, that's like, you're the leader on the floor.
Right.
You got to uplift everybody else. You can't like bring yourself down. So yeah, that was my approach.
So like back with your dad, because you mentioned that your dad was the one that got you into the game of basketball. Like, how much of an impact did your dad have with you as far as the player that you were as developing, and then how you are now as far as like your everyday approach?
My dad, like he invested so much time, and I'm like thankful for him. It's just we like have like this love-hate relationship. I think that's what made me a better person because he like pushed me, like he likes to get in my head, and I'm so competitive, and we just bump heads, so we'll go back and forth. Something my dad is so good at, like I always know, he's a good shooter. Do you know that? You know that. My dad does darts, and like he could talk all this trash. That's where I think I get some of it, like a little bit of my attitude is from him. And he just gets in my head, but like it's like mental toughness that I have to push through and then show him like, yeah, I could do it.
Right.
And so that really helped me like better my game. And like even like my mom too, like they push me to be better. Like the investment in basketball is so much because you try to get exposure, you got to travel and everything. So I'm grateful that I had parents who like believed in my dream.
So how like if I don't mind, like how much work have you put in like at home, like with your dad, like one-on-one training, and then like, how much
when we were younger?
Yeah.
It was like when we were younger, I don't know, like we were like always going back and forth, but now I know I could beat him. But when it comes to shooting, yeah, like I don't know, like some days I just be off, and I'm like, is it just because I'm off? Because I'm like hooping all the time. I'm like, how is he just beating me?
Like
sometimes I'm like, yeah, we'll hoop now and then. Like he hasn't, because he works hard. working for our family, provide food on the table. So when he did get the chance, we'll be outside hooping because he like built a court back, and it'll be like all of us, like me and my siblings, will just play 2-on-2. That's like my favorite, like a really like good childhood memory, and today too.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, like I said, like just I remember like me and Rael remember like we would like every time there's like a family party at your house, the number one place you would eat, you would say say hi to everybody, say happy birthday to the birthday celebrant, and then everybody goes like in the back of your house.
Straight to the back.
Straight to the back. Everybody knows where the ball is, everybody knows where the hoop is, everybody knows each other, everybody just want to just play until until it gets dark. And then your dad, I remember, I think there you had no porch light yet. I think your dad just got like porch lights like the next day. I mean, like the following week, because he knew like, you know what, like I can't, all these guests like hoop, like playing basketball. He wants to make it like enjoyable. So yeah, definitely your dad is a hard worker. It's the same with your mom and your sisters. So yeah, that work ethic definitely, I definitely see it from both your parents. So much props to them. Yeah, definitely. So now this is the good part. Your 2016-2017 basketball season was, our opinion, your best work in your young career. So how much fun did you have playing, during that year?
Honestly, I really had a good season. Like not like averaging, I was just averaging like 18, and then like assist wise, like I was just a beneficial player. And like my team was really small. We had limited players, and we're a small school. Not everybody knows us because like I attend a Crossland. Like Prince George's County teams, sometimes like we're underlooked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Compared to like everybody's like, oh, let's go private schools, but then in these public schools nowadays, like we're like getting up there. With that, I just missed it. It was just good. I don't know what was going on, but I was just really cooking that season.
Sure.
I think at that time, like I had like my coach gave me like the go signal, so like I was comfortable, and I was just doing what I do, and then boom, like it was just a great season. I was really healthy, and I was still learning and growing. With AAU teams, I think what got me better was I went to like a new AAU team. It was Germantown Panthers. They taught a lot of fundamental stuff, and then prior to that, I got really good exposure and experience.
That's cool. So like with that season, your dad would just post like videos, and I would see all these like newspaper articles for you, in the post, and it's just like, wow, like it's just your name was always like mentioned on different platforms. How did you feel about like seeing that exposure from your dad, and your family and your friends?
Like honestly, like everything, like that was all of that was like unreal, like because you would never see your name like just somewhere, and people could like hear about it. It's just basketball, but like it's like it means a lot. I don't say that I love praise, but I mean I like it when my dad does it, because like that's a fake relationship. Like he'll dap me up for that one, like he'll hype me up, but then at the end of the day he'll go like, I say I have a bad game, he's like, so we're gonna talk about it, and then from there it's all tears, arguing, and then next thing you know we gotta work on it, and then capitalize the mistakes, and then do better the next game. So it's always like that. Like he'll give me a pat on back next time, but he always tells me like, you still gotta go, like still work harder.
Of course.
Cause like it's next game, like it's over.
Yeah, you can't be satisfied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't. You can't say what's that, complacent.
Yeah.
I keep moving.
Yeah, because there's always a level you want to reach next. You know what I'm saying?
So like another thing too, that was so special with that season, that 2016-2017 season. So you had people on skates. So your opposition, you had them crossed up, and like we're gonna be posting like some of your highlights too with this podcast. So and then basically to show what work you did during that year. So like, how did that feel? Like you like crossing up somebody like that, or your opposition, and then get into the bucket, and then the fact that like you hear the crowd saying "ooh" and ahs and people getting hyped. Like how did that feel for you?
Okay, in the game, like game setting, like you don't know. Like I literally just black out and play the game. Like the was and ons, because like you have like the crowd, but you're really still the whole goal is to win the game. And then after like I'll watch highlights, I'd be like, dang, I didn't even know I did like all that.
Yeah.
But like, and yeah, there's like a lot to it. Like the whole goal is win as a team, win the game, like because that's all that matters. And then at the end of the day, like yeah, I'll get my highlights, but I just care about that team W.
So
but
like
in the shift was.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So like with your so you were a junior, right? Like how did your team fare out that with Crossland? Like, well, did you guys have like a winning record? Did you guys make the playoffs?
We made the playoffs. We make the playoffs like every year. Sadly, like we always lose to Largo, like at least second round or third round before we could go to state. It's just very competitive. I wish we had more girls on the team. Like I said, we were like a very small school. We have good talent though. Like we worked well together. That year there was a lot of there was like more underclassmen than upperclassmen. So like the upperclassmen, yeah, we had to like push them. It was like a little more work.
Right. Yeah, carry the load pretty much all the time. So
yeah. And then one last thing, how much of improvement did you see that year from your freshman, sophomore to junior? So how much of a jump did you see your improvement in the live games?
I think that I became more confident in myself in scoring and just having like more of an attack mode.
Yeah.
Cause like still today, like I still like hesitate, but I think my junior year, like I just knew that like the team, like we needed each other. I needed to do my job, and most likely my job is to like score. Cause like I was like one of the top scorers. So if I score, do my job at scoring, assisting, and everything, like the whole thing will come into play. As like that's like my role. Everybody plays their role. We'll be able to get like a dub.
That's crazy. Yeah, I was looking up your stats. You were like 23 points, and you got like 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 steals, like 85%, 88% from the free throw line. That's crazy.
High school is just crazy. Like, but like coming from high school into the collegiate level, it's like completely different. Like that dynamic shift is so different. I wish I had like the IQ I had like now and the more understanding of the game then. I would have been like an AZ Fuzz, like the top basketball, like a Paige Beckers back in like maybe 3 years before.
That's wild. So like one last thing. So what was your favorite memory of that year? Like if you want to like give us a recap, just a couple things.
My favorite memory. So I have 2 top favorites. So we actually went to like this Title IX tournament and we won our bracket. And then the team that we won against, they like really went far into state. We won in overtime. I mean double overtime with that team. And my sister, she was part of that squad. She got moved up and played with us.
Oh, nice.
And we did really well that game. And then I think I hit 1K my last game. It was the playoff game, and that's when like I think it's on my Instagram, that favorite move with the oohs and the ahs, like that slow-mo. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That was a really good game. I don't know what got into me, but we took an L, but like I played like my hardest. And I think prior to that, before I played that game, I don't know what I was doing, but I remember that I was watching Lonzo Ball highlights. Next thing you know, I dropped like buckets like the next day.
You was inspired.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like I will always remember that.
That's good.
And my favorite part, it's because playoffs is loud. PG County is loud. You have your battle of the bands, you have your cheerleaders, we have our cheerleaders. But Auntie Gigi and my mom, they had like my big head, and all you have, like, we're tired, but then and Aunt Allison attended too. All you hear is yelling and screaming, and then Auntie Gigi and my mom fanning us with the big heads.
Man, that's crazy. So those are your top two favorite moments, right?
Yeah. We played a lot of good teams that year. So overall, I think like the exposure we were getting more, like I really liked that. And I was playing better teams. And if I could play, that's what I thought, like me playing better teams and like actually being able to score like that helped me with like my confidence and everything.
Did you feel like people underestimated you like that year? Because like, you know, I'm sure your size and, you know, oh, she's just the only like Asian girl in this team. Like, we're just gonna just ball her up, and then it's just a different story. Like at the end of the game, you know, like they're gonna know more about you. You know, like watching like highlights on YouTube or seeing your name on the newspaper. So, how did that all feel about for you?
I mean, it's always gonna be like that. Like small players, it's like fighting through adversity every time. Just outworking them was like my main goal too. I tried not to put myself down. I just make sure like I'd be able to do the best that I can. It was tough. It's like always gonna be tough, and that's just how life is.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, like I said, you're a strong person, you know, inside and out. So always
you just gotta keep that mindset, like you said, you know, the attack mindset, man, all the time. You gotta keep grinding, man. You can't let that, put you down and stuff, you know? Yeah. So we're moving on to the next question. So like you said, you played with your sister. One of the nice things about playing close to home is playing alongside her. And how important was your chemistry with her, like, when you guys play with each other?
Honestly, like our chemistry, like it's surprisingly good because fun fact, Camille's a light out shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes my dad said, "Yeah, Camille got a better shot than you." I'm like, "It's okay. She can't guard me. She can't guard me. That's fine." I'll give her that.
Can she guard you now?
No, she can't guard me. Like I know she knows that I want to drive on her because I could drive on her. So I just pull up.
Okay.
She'll read me. That's the scout. I know her scout. Her scout is like, let her drive, don't let her shoot, because she could shoot like long range.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like surprised. Camille tapped in basketball pretty late, and like I know her progression, like, and like she kind of retired, but like her coming back, we played like the other day, and she was just flashing threes, and I was like, what the? I be in the gym 25-8, and she just a day shoot. She could kill it. She got it. We played Filipino basketball together a lot, and then high school, yeah. But I say we played more in like Filipino tournaments than in high school because I was only in two. What was she? She was a sophomore when I was a senior. And I didn't really play much my senior year. And Camille, she played here and there. She was a good, like, I want to say, like, 6-man off the bench. She did her part. Her confidence grew. Like, she had a really good season her senior year. She didn't really have nobody. So she held it down for them.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, like, when you guys played, like, at home, so who would win one-on-one?
Competitive as heck. I would, though.
Game of 21?
No question.
21. We play if it's just me, Camille, and Christian. It's either we play 33 or we just play King of the Court.
What about one-on-one? Like I'm sure you guys had to play one-on-one to get.
We played one-on-one today.
Yeah.
Like Camille, because Camille's like she has so much potential, good player. It's just like I just think I just have more experience. And like in shape because like I'm always working out. Right. But Camille's good. Like no one would know that. Camille is good at everything. Camille could sing. Camille could dance. I'm just a hyper. Triple everything. But no, when it comes to basketball, yeah, I gotta give myself that at least.
Yeah.
It's true.
So let me ask you this though: when you guys do play together, you guys keep stats of each other, like you drop
Yeah.
20.
There got to be a head-to-head.
It's so competitive. It's really
Yeah.
competitive. I don't know if anybody else understands because it's coming from like a huge, having so many siblings. It's too much. Especially me and Camille. When we do play, we always do trash talk each other.
You have to.
And try to get in each other's head. And then
Yeah.
sometimes we'll get physical, but that's just how we are. It's just basketball at the end of the day.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
So you guys don't take it personal, like as far as like, no, that you cheated, like you was grabbing me.
Oh yeah. Oh, even today, like I came on comment, like it happened. Like she got so mad at me. I couldn't hit her, and then boom, I had to say sorry. I was like, it's not my fault Christian didn't cut. I would try to throw it to him. And I accidentally hit her and she just got upset. And I was like, I was just playing basketball. That's what my thing to everything. I was just playing.
So if you guys play 3-point shootout, who would win?
Okay. When I'm hot, I know when I get hot. I just gotta get it. I say it's a fair game. It's a fair game. Like I'll give it that.
So it'll be competitive.
It'll be competitive. Yeah. Very competitive.
Yeah, we definitely.
Because you know you have your favorite shot. Camille is like Camille's dead like a dead shooter in the middle and angles. Like I feel like I'm like that good catching like on the sides.
Yeah.
So if you had to describe your game and Camille's game to like an NBA player, how would you describe you and your sister too?
An NBA player? I don't know if I could do that.
No, this is your floor.
Okay. Say I'm not that. I don't know. Like if my game wise, I want to relate my game to like a Kyrie because like more of my game is like attacking, dishing, like penetrating. Like floaters. That's like my go-to. I'm mostly like floaters, but like lately, like I mean, like more of my game is like short jumper, floating. Right. More Camille's game is like just outside shooting. And if we would compare, say we're like the Splash Brothers, I'll put myself as Steph Curry because I got the handles and I could shoot off the dribble. Camille could be Klay Thompson because she got that just automatic.
She don't got to dribble the ball; it'll just go in.
Yeah. She just has to like just get set up, and that's how our chemistry is. Like I'll get the ball, just run, set up, I'll find you. So she hits it, and that's how it's always been.
I see a lot. That's pretty cool. That's a good analogy for real. Because I was gonna say that too. You guys are like Splash Brothers.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. I mean, I'm not no Steph Curry pulling from yay deep, but like I say, like I could get to the rack. Like this season, he's been going crazy. Like I haven't seen him been all rounded. Like he's shooting like he always does, but he's like more attacking like the bigs and getting to like the rim and everything. And like that's like I really like that. I'm like pretty impressed.
So you think that your handles is like Kyrie, you said? Like what made you say that aside from attacking?
Okay, I'm not like the best. Like I mean, I know that I have handles, but Kyrie's on a different level. But like I like mimicking. Like my favorite players that I always watch was Kyrie. And I always mimic what's his name? Why can't I think of Steve Nash?
Yeah,
like I watch a lot. I love Steve Nash like growing up, and like I still watch YouTube videos, like just breakdowns of like how like his like I don't know like one of my favorite go-to moves is like the drop when you drop hesitate the other way, but he doesn't really do that. He'll drop the ball and take at least 4 steps before he puts the ball down. Like it just floats, and that's how he's just like easy to cover more ground and get to the rack so easily.
That's crazy. So like it's funny. Like you were comparing like your handles to Steve Nash. A lot of people didn't know that Steve Nash is like he wasn't one of the fastest players back then, but he was so smart like in what he does with the ball. Right. That's why he knows how to distribute the ball. He knows where to find you, and then he's like freaking accurate. Like on the court, like just shooting. Like he was
Yeah.
shooting like 50%, which
Yep.
is wild. It's crazy.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's good that you watch those breakdowns because I mean, those two, Kyrie and Steve Nash, they are point guards, but they have like a different mentality. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kyrie would actually attack more. Steve Nash is more of like pass
I
first before.
facilitated. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. That you're watching that and breaking it down because you could always apply those to your game all the time. So that's good.
Yeah. Like me and Cleo Jeremy, we like when we would like work out, well we'll play like what's it called? Like 33. Or is it 32? No, 33. And
Yeah.
or just do drills and then like, all right, let's do some drills. We'll watch like the NBA, the recaps, and then he always gets me on like every move that he learns. He always gets it as soon as he learns it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah. I see you
But
guys working
Kyrie
out.
is definitely one of the best. I think I like Kyrie's game because he's more like street ball. Like more
Yeah.
like he does like street ball, like that's his mentality, and he just it's like smooth and like consistent with it.
Shifty. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's good.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. All right. So another question for you. Your senior year of high school, you suffered an injury that made you miss the entire season. So, how tough was it for you not playing that year, and then how did you overcome that?
Yeah, that tearing my ACL, that's like definitely like the worst experience, but like it's a little blessing in disguise because I wouldn't be where I am today. Um, I tore my ACL like at a tournament, and I just switched AAU teams. So like the thing that I wish I had when I was younger, like more exposure, and like switching over to like this new team, I had it. Like I tore my ACL in front of like a lot of college coaches, like big time college coaches, and then that was it. And I was out watching like everybody play because like my senior year, like we only had like what 2 seniors graduate, so there was only like 3 of us, only 3 seniors, and then the rest of the team were filled in by underclassmen. So it's kind of hard because like I had to get my own work and I couldn't really like be there for them. And at that point, like my parents, my parents like really held it down for me, and they said like you'll come back, just keep working out. It's like just not over. And I'm thankful for that. Like I had like the support system that I had. In preparation, I kind of rushed myself getting it, but like I had a healthy recovery. Like till today, like I feel so healthy. Like my right ACL is much stronger than my left one. I'm pretty sure. In preparation to coming back, it took a lot. Even though I kind of rushed it, like I was supposed to come back. When you tear your ACL, it's about 8 to 9 months recovery. I came back in 7. Like I was actually like active. I had like a really good a surgeon, and then he recommended me to like a med star. And then that trainer, I still train with them to today. And I used to wake up 5:30, like on a school day, like 5 days a week, just to train with them, to rehab. And from there, I was able to come back within 7 months to start playing. Like it took me a while to get contact, but I was able to be on the court shooting, like dribbling, and trying to get things back to normal.
Right.
But I knew things weren't going to be normal, so like I really was like working like a little extra hard and trying to balance like everything else in my life at that time.
Right.
So did you have like
So how was that like?
Go ahead, Ro.
Yeah. So how was that like you said, getting back to the court? How'd you like, pretty much shift your mind on like not worrying about like what if, right? What if I get injured again? Or did you even think about that stuff, or did you just keep going and like not even worry about it?
I don't know. Like I didn't really think I was gonna hurt myself, but like when I was on the court, like I was very cautious.
Right. Okay.
And then so like it was like a really like change the way I had to play, because like I'm not gonna say I throw my body around a lot, but like I really do. I'm really small, and like my game is to like attack, and like I knew that like I couldn't take as that much like pressure on my legs. Yeah, like contact and everything. So that's why my dad always tell me, the thing my dad would say about my game, if he would analyze it, I need more short jumpers, and which is true, and which I've been working on over the years, and got comfortable with it, more confident. So I'm not saying if tearing my ACL made me a better shooter, but kind of did. It made me try to make my game more like well-rounded in a way. Like I could attack, I could shoot outside, I could penetrate dish, like just giving me more options to do.
So like you were saying that you got back in 7 months. Was there any like setbacks as far as like your recovery? I mean, especially like you were only 17 years old, 16 during that time, and you're at that time like you're still growing, your body's still, you're still growing as far as that where your current like age is. Like, did you had any setbacks with your recovery?
Not really. So like I felt like I had a healthy, so I did PT first, and then after I got clear from PT, like I really was like blessed to be like taking care of like certain people. Like they really helped me like progress. And when it came to like exercises, like that's just my mentality. Like if I want something done, or that I know that like I need to do it to get better, like I'll do it. So stretching like was very important, following my program that I needed. All I was waiting for was like a go sign from my surgeon. Like he checked me out a couple of times, and it kind of sucks sometimes because he's like, she's not ready. And then like me just being who I am, like I was just itching to get back on the court. And then until like the 7 months, like 7.5 months, like I was able to go. But I knew that like it was gonna be different, because like I knew that I wasn't gonna be the same player that I was like before.
So like when you were hurt, and you couldn't do any physical activities, were you still engaged in the game as far as like were you like coaching like your teammates? Were you giving them advice? Especially when you're not around, which is different from them. How did you still continue to get engaged with with the game, with even you're not playing physically?
So I was able, so like I would always sit like at the side, just talk to them, like because like when it came to coaching, you want to have your coach like insight. And like say someone gets shoot out, like I'll be the person like on the bench, like it's okay, you got it, like we're still in this game. Like I had to be more like hype them up to motivate them, because I'm not saying like, oh, because I'm injured, like I can't really do much, but like I did like try to like say like good job, just be the good teammate. Like I was there for them. I wouldn't say I was like a cheerleader or anything, but like I was trying to, be like their pep squad, so they get the confidence that they need.
Yeah.
I'll give them some tips, but like tips that like I know that will benefit, because like I wasn't like I did have some experience over them. Like I'll tell them what I know best, because like they all had like different games. And they were like, yes, they were younger too. So sometimes they just don't listen.
I mean,
and at that time, but then if they want it, I was like, if you guys really want it, like you guys just gotta go like work at it. It was like a really difficult season. I didn't get a full season, so it was like unfortunate. When they would get their works, like I would try to motivate them, and then at that time, like I was able to get like permission to go ahead and go like to like the work, like my PT and work out with like a trainer, so I could be able to get better and be able to help them as well. It was really tough just watching.
I'm pretty sure it probably killed you a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like just not being out there, like, especially when you know what you could do.
Yeah, it was just senior year. I was like, dang. And especially like senior year being like junior and senior year is like the big time exposure that you want. Even when you're younger, like that's what I wish. Like I just wish that I would put myself out there more, put my name out there more, work with more people to better my game.
Mhm.
But
So,
like, but to this day, like I still do that. Like it's like the best thing is to reach out, get better.
So hypothetically, like if you were still playing, and I'm sure you would have got a lot of accolades. You would have got, I'm sure, for first team, in your county. What school do you think you would have got in, you know, had you were still fully healthy your senior year? Like, in your opinion, and with the scouts that you've been, talking to, and then the scouts that you've been seeing in your games, what school do you think you would have been, that you would have accepted their admission to?
Honestly, a school that I was like really looking forward to and hoping that they would have saw me play. Like I would have wanted to go to Howard because I really love, one, it's closer to home.
Right.
Two, like they really have a good like basketball program that I like. When it came, like I said, like I wasn't really like I was open minded to so many schools. Like I was hoping to get more interest like after junior year, because like when you're junior year is like the best, like when they really start recruiting you. Like unless you're like the number one like Gatorade player, they look at you till you're since you're a freshman. But like me being like small and like I wasn't like at like my best, like like my prime in high school. Like I was still like working, growing, and I like kind of grew. Junior year, put a statement out there. That was my statement. And that summer was supposed to be where I like put the most work in and be able to get more looks at. But I would have loved like actually like going to Howard. I like their science program, the basketball team. Hopefully. And yeah, and I honestly like me playing basketball. Like it's like whoever like wanted me and that we just had a good school and would pay for school. That's like I will always be down because I don't really want my parents paying like thousands of dollars just for me to go to school and play basketball. So whatever like was the best option for giving me the opportunity to play, like I would have been down. I've been more open to everything else.
Yeah.
So now, like you said that you were transferred to Morgan State. So your first 2 years you were at Post University in Connecticut. If you can just briefly let us know like how that experience was with you, for you, and then like, how did that? What certain adjustments did you have to make for yourself for that, and for those first 2 years in college?
And yeah, so my school, like I actually like I like that school. Like I had made a lot of like long-term friends that I'm gonna have in my life. School, like I was always on top of like academics, which was good. And then basketball, it was like really hard to adjust. Like transferring from high school to collegiate level is a lot. It's like a little more extra work because it's like a 9 to 5 job playing basketball, and you have your own schoolwork. Like our homework would be like studying the scout, and honestly, like that was like one of my favorite things to do. And like it's like playing pickup now, it's just like how you read a player, because when you have scouts, it's like a lineup of all the players you're about to play, like the next team, their tendencies, strengths, and weaknesses. And if we're able to like just shut them out, play them how they need to be played, we'll win. And I really liked that. When it was very competitive, like with positions and everything. Like I'm a point guard, but I'm a small point guard, and I'm a freshman coming in. I had to put a lot of work in, and I didn't think like I thought I had kind of had a big head. Like I thought I had a ledge over because like I'm a fresh body, been working out all summer. I'm like, it's go time. But then it's a different speed playing college, like fast transition, something that's different in high school. Because in high school, you have set plays, like, or it's like half court pressing. but it's more like a different kind of pace that I had to adjust to. And then practices, that was like different because you had like 2 practices at least. And even on your own time, like I like this, like I love going in the gym. So like I didn't mind being in the gym, like even after practice or in between classes. But I know that my coach, like he said, like if you want to get better, you always gotta be in the gym or work on something. And then like we're always like teammate to teammate. Like at the end of the day, like we're like sisters. I'm forever gonna have them as sisters. But at the end of the day, they're like I'm competing against you for a spot.
Yeah, I figured that.
Yeah.
So you gotta earn your
was,
badge pretty much.
you gotta earn your next spot. Unfortunately, I'm not at Post no more. Just cause like I would rather be home. It was a different adjustment. Like I got a good experience. It's just like I don't think I like was able to excel there. Like be like the player that I needed to be and wanted to be. And like I think for me to grow, like I just had to leave like the program. And I'm hoping maybe next fall like I'll be able like to play again. So like right now I'm just keep working out, just staying like the body healthy, and then I'm trying to get into basketball shape because that was the worst thing. You could be in shape, and then there's basketball shape.
Yeah.
And that was like the biggest thing at school. I mean, at like playing in college, you have to be in shape. You have to be going up and down the floor. And with like coaching, like wise, if you want to like, not say if you want to play, you got to play your game. Also listen to what the coaches have to say. And I really think my coach was really good. Overall, my experience, like he helped me like better my shot and everything. Understand that like as a point guard, I need to be able to direct, be more confident, and like I have to know like all the plays. And if I mess up, if anybody messes up, it's on me. So that pressure kind of like was really hard, especially when I was a freshman too. Like my freshman year, like when I like mess up or someone mess up and I get yelled at for it, and like it's just mental toughness. I know I have it, but like you just have to just grow a stronger like skin and move on to like next play and next game, everything. So you have to be more, I want to say, more mature, but also more like being able to accept mistakes and then just capitalize on work fixing them and make sure it just never like happens.
Good stuff. Go ahead, Ro.
Yeah. So, all right. So we went from high school to your collegiate level. Now we're going on to, I don't know how important this is to you, but, like our church leagues, we're going to Unity Games. So I don't know. I think it was 2017, but it says 2018 here. You played in the Women's Unity Games, which, is a church event that we do, playing against the regional teams. What was that experience playing that environment? I think that was 2017, right? I think 2017.
So. Yeah, it was 2018, I think, because I was going into college.
Okay, yeah.
No, that was fun. It was the first time I was in Cali. Before I went to Cali, I went to Arizona. But meeting other people and like just playing ball is just so exciting to me. Like we had like big crowds, and I played in AAU tournaments. Of course, you have a lot of crowds, but they don't watch. Not everybody watches that one game.
Yeah.
And like it was really fun. Like it was fun, and it was so competitive, especially championship game. Like that thing was hard. I don't know. Like that's all I'm gonna say. That was hard and such a long game to play.
Yeah.
I was blessed to play. Like everybody played. Like all the Canlases played in it, and we was just hooping. I met like a lot of good like brethren in the thing, and like we didn't even connect through basketball. We were just talking about like normally like normal people, and like I made good friends out of it. I'm not gonna say, but that was pretty crazy. It's always gonna be West Coast versus East Coast. I'm ready for a rematch. I'm not gonna lie, I want a rematch.
Same here, but I can't go back to the U though. So.
By that time, hopefully we'll have a rematch, and hopefully I'll still be on the go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my bad. It was 2018 because 2017 was like to get there. So yeah, 2018 was that regional. But my question to you is like, how do you like for the church tournament? What's like that priority to you? Is it like something you really prepare for, or is it just like, oh, it's just like another game? It's just like a FIBA, or what level is it to you when it comes to like church tournaments? Do you take it as the same as
I mean, I take every game serious. That's like my approach. Like, I want to always do my best. Like, I always want to win. Like, that's the goal. I always, like, you just gotta be hungry on the court. It was really fun. Like, especially like, cause I've been playing on like church since like maybe when I was 11, and it's always been me in the office.
Yeah.
And then that's fun. And then finally, Camille finally joined. So it was a good experience. Like, I definitely want to pull up all these pictures because I was so skinny and so tiny. And then I finally surpassed some of them, like height wise. And it's always been good. But the difference between that, I want to say it was like more competitive.
It was.
Yeah, like that was different. Like it felt like a real tournament.
Yeah.
It's not that I like for church. Like it is like Filipino league. Like you walk in, it's like street ball. Like you do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And just play. And then that was like the only thing. Like I was blessed to have the opportunity and everything.
Well, I mean,
see different.
It was crazy. Like just watching your team. I mean, the team surrounds around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was great though. You guys did. It was a good, quality team effort. So and I watched some of your games, and a lot of them you guys won. So that was very great.
That video. I don't know if you've seen it, Camille. Like it's actually Camille, Katelyn. Sorry. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I don't know if you've seen the finals game.
So have you watched that finals game?
Have you watched
my dad talks about it. My dad was like that they kind of messed up on the time. Like we was playing for a group, and like when I caught a cramp too. Like I caught a cramp, and then for some reason like they switched. I don't know, they switched something.
Yeah, it was like a messed up day that day, like with the times.
Yeah, I was very confused. I think sometimes like no, when I do go into like the games, like I kind of like showboat. I shouldn't do that. Like I'd be like playing around. Like I shouldn't do that. And then like I would do. That's what I wanted. Like that's what like one of my biggest. Like I would do too much when I could just like one dribble and score instead of trying to cross somebody up because I know that I could, but I was like, dang.
The funny thing is like you were taking them to the cup. Like I think I was watching a few days ago just to recap like what you did. The when you had the ball, like you just crossed up your opponent, and there was like and then you got to the foul line. It's crazy. And then like there was like announcers too. They're like, oh, who's this girl? So now like because I think that game it was only like 3 people that scored. It was you, Camille, and then some other girl. That you guys were like the majority of the points. So like all that focus was like on you, on the 3 of you guys, especially you, because you're the one that was handling the ball. And basically like they had no answer for you until like the fourth quarter, like the second half, fourth quarter, whichever, like, you had a cramp and then there that time thing. And, it was like a lot of like stuff that should have, you guys should have won that game, in my opinion. It's just,
it just happened.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like we all had fun.
Yeah.
And then still bringing it. I love winning, but hey. I was able to show what I can do.
Yeah, they know what you can do.
So another thing that I think Auntie Gigi told me was and I think they caught it on video when you're presenting your runner-up trophy. I think there was like a girl that came up to you that she wanted to be like you, that you inspired her. So how did that feel? Like you had like some random girl that you never met before just came up to you and asked like she wanted to be like you when she grows up?
Yeah, that kind of hit different. Like I never had anyone say that to me, and like basketball, like I have like my basketball is like such a huge passion for me, and like especially like I want to pass it down to like whoever, inspire whoever. And like for me to be able just to play, and for some like a little girl just watching me and she just said that randomly, I was like, it was kind of touching. And like I know like younger players today, like they want to get better, but they just don't have that push. And for her to say like, oh, I want to be like you, so she can be like me, and she could be better than me.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow. And she took a picture of me. She was so cute. I remember that. Auntie Gigi told me like that before too. She reminded me.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, hopefully, there'll be another time for you, another time when the world is normal again, and
Yeah.
we can do those things again. So
Yeah, run that thing back.
yeah,
Run it back with the West Coast, man.
run it back.
Yes, sir.
All right.
They're not ready yet. Camille wasn't on like me and Camille are on a different level now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure
We're
guys
ready. We're ready whenever.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be different by that time. So,
all right, so we're almost here. We're almost wrapping up, Katelyn. Appreciate your time. So what's your advice to young kids? I mean, you briefly touched about it. Who wants to be successful in basketball? So, what would you advise them for someone that's like, maybe 7, 8 years old? They're watching like that girl that came up to you. What would you advise them on how to be successful?
To be successful in playing basketball, you just have to have heart and just wanting to push yourself. There's like it comes like other than basketball, you just gotta like you're young to set priority, so you don't have to really worry. You just want to play and just play until you like enjoy it. You just want to be happy playing. When it comes to like skill work and everything, find a player that you love, you want to mimic, see what they do and how they do it successfully, learn that. I like also think that they just should keep playing. It sucks that like we're in a pandemic, so like they can't really play, but like you could be at home dribbling to better yourself. Watch videos. You could watch videos, get the exposure that you want, like start playing on teams, meet coaches, branch out, and just enjoy playing. Pretty much. And you just have to have the urge to work hard. Like there's two different types of players. You will play like, oh, I just want to play for fun. And like you could be successful that way. And then there's the like, oh, I just need that extra push. Like I need to be in the gym more. I need to shoot more. How do I work on this? Like how do I get better at doing that? You just gotta ask these questions and capitalize on working on them and reaching out to people. Because I wish what I had then and now is that I wish that I was able to keep my body healthier. So I'm not saying like, okay, 7, 8-year-old, they're not gonna care what they eat or anything.
yeah.
But as you get older, you want to see like, oh, I should be eating like a little better if I work out or like get stronger. Like that's what I wish I knew, like being able to take care of my body. And then once I take care of my body, I could focus on the court and do what I have to do. And then yeah, pretty much it. I don't know what to say to the youth, but I just want them to like be happy playing first.
Yeah.
Be happy playing first. And then you could take it serious. So I'm like the generation today, I think they go crazy. I don't know what they eat, if they eat like cereal in the morning, but they're just out here working like their butts off. And like that's something like not everybody has in them. They just have grit and that's what if they want to get better, they'll do it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much just stay motivated and playing and just perfecting your craft.
Good. Yeah, that's definitely good advice. So
yeah. I I'm pretty sure there's people while you were growing up. I'm pretty sure there's people telling you the same thing. That's what That's what you're saying now.
Just passing it on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like hopefully, like one day, like I met like so many coaches like now that I wish I met when I was younger.
Right.
Cause like I just played. Like that's what you want to do. You just want to play and have fun with it. And then there's like the minimal things could get you better. Like working on form shooting can get you better. The biggest thing that I learned this year was like footwork and how I'm not athletic, which like it's okay. Like I'm small. Like I wish I was athletic. So I have to find ways to get myself be different on the court. And like I think the best thing that I learned this year was like footwork. I had a coach, like I met him through Jeremy. And like one day of working on footwork, I was like, sheesh. Like I was like, this is different, but like I found different ways to finish. I was able to like be comfortable in like a shot. And it was just different. And I say that coaches, we should have different coaches, like coaches that get you right on the court and coaches that help you with like build your IQ and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So thank you so much.
My thing is that, like, we could always say, like, we wish we had that back then, but, like, the knowledge that, obviously you picked up now, I mean, you just gotta, take it as is now, you know what I'm saying? It's just, even though you have it back then, you just start from now, because that's how the game is, it's gonna keep evolving every time, so you just gotta adjust to everything. So that's good that, that was a good advice to the young kids and everybody, like, upcoming, like to come up and trying to play ball. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna play ball forever.
Yeah.
But it's good to have it around, and like I would want to coach one day. I just gotta be coaching at what I'm good at, and then learning other things to teach.
Yeah. All right, so we're nearing the end now. So we're gonna flip the script now. I mean, it's your time to ask us a question. Ask you, ask me anything that you want to ask.
Anything.
Okay. But have you guys been watching like the NBA like lately, like actively?
For me, I watched like highlights of it. I haven't watched like a full game.
Same.
But Yukuya does. He's a full-time Wizards fan, so.
Man,
how do you think the Wizards are doing?
Bruh, there's some cut. Like I was one of I admit it. I was one of the dudes, one of the people that wanted to trade Bradley Beal for everything. But after hearing him, like, oh, I want to be loyal, I've been taught to be loyal. Okay, I get it. Then so be it. But
how do you feel when John Wall left?
It was overdue.
I want to know.
It was overdue. It was overdue. I'm just saying, like, as a fan, a lot of people get butthurt because that was like the player that they grew up with. So they're like, they're emotionally attached to him. For me, I mean, I didn't grow up watching him. I saw him when I was a rookie, but you don't know like what you're gonna get with multiple injuries, right? It's not like he's not like I mean, I hate to compare. He's not like KD. KD's a different dude. KD can still be like productive because he can shoot, right? And he has that wingspan. John Wall relies on his speed. And he doesn't I mean, he does have some basketball skills, but he's not a great jump shooter. I mean, he's a good passer, but he still has the mentality to be a scorer, and he can't get past like people like he used to. He's not like lightning quick anymore. I mean, yeah, he's still quick, but not as quick as he used to.
Yeah.
So, and it was time, like a lot of stuff were like talking back and forth with him. So it is what it is. I wish they would have done it sooner, so that way they get a better return, like of like draft picks and players. I mean, you wouldn't hear that from like other Wizards fans, but I'm a realist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I love John Wall. like our cousin. Oh, look, why you got to trade John Wall? So yeah, it's just crazy.
Realist, man. You're realist.
Yeah,
I'm a Bulls fan, so I mean, I can't really say much because I mean we've been rebuilding for like the longest time. So But
He has some good rookies on the team.
yeah, I mean, Kobe White's good. I mean, Kobe
Yeah.
White, good. Marketing getting hurt, but so one of these days they'll be on the rise. So we'll see.
But I have to admit it though, like living in California, it is enjoyable watching Lakers games, like around this time because everybody like back home are like staying up to watch, like LeBron because it's LeBron, right? Everybody wants to like your dad. Like I would like your dad, Katelyn. I messaged your dad. He said, "Man, I got work like in a couple hours, but I'm still watching this game," you know.
Ah.
And he'd be like, I know, Uncle, it's cool. I'm watching the same thing as you. But like for LeBron, like I have a better appreciation for what he's done now. I mean, for him to be at this stage in his career at age, how old is he now? He's like 36, 37.
Yeah.
And then he's still putting up numbers like that. Like he's still getting to the bucket. He's still crossing up dudes. He's still dunking with authority, and he's so much smarter now. It's just like I'd hate him so much when he was in Cleveland and Miami. And then like when he started winning, like man, I respect him like even more now because he put in that work. Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not too much of a LeBron fan, but like I do like he's a good player. Like overall, he makes the team but he makes a team a team.
Yeah.
Any team he goes on.
Next question.
All right.
That's cool. You have any other questions for us?
All right. Second question. Do you guys watch do you know are you guys do you guys know like high school players, like top high school players? How do you say top high school players are they're starting going into the G League more. Like a lot of players are going into the G League. Like I guess Jeremy Lin is playing like Nico Mannion. And then Jalen Green's in the J League. He's Filipino. Do you know Jalen Green?
Yeah, I heard of him. I heard that name before. Yeah. I remember what's this dude's name? Dude from the Philippines, Kobe Paras. Like you know him.
I don't think he's playing in the.
He went back to the Philippines because
he played with Creighton.
Yeah, he played in Creighton, but
how do you do?
Yeah.
It didn't work out well for him.
He played in that tournament. He played in that March Madness.
Yeah.
He had like a good dunk or something like that, and that's about it.
the one dude I'm watching right now is Kai Soto. He's actually pretty good.
Kai Soto, yeah. I think he's a Glacier. I might know. I think he is. Someone told me that.
He's a beast. Yeah, like he's tall. Yeah, he's tall, but like I think he's still got more work to do, but the potential is there as far as him to be a good player.
Yeah, like you said, like people go into the G League, I think it's just their leeway to, making hopes of getting back in the league. Like Jeremy Lin, he's back with like the Warriors G League affiliate, so he could be back at any time. It's just one call, somebody get hurt, he could be back. So.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the main reasons why some high school players or college players that don't get drafted, they go straight there and then they build up on that stuff, or they go overseas. I mean, even though what's going on right now, it's hard, but any opportunity you'll take, obviously, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I'm not sure. But do you think the NBA today is really there? I don't feel like it's a season anymore. I feel like some people play, but they just to play. You know what I mean? Not to compete. So how do you think the NBA is now? Do you still enjoy watching everything?
I can answer
because
that.
As COVID.
Yeah. My thing is I kind of stopped watching the NBA full time when Kobe retired. After that I just kept up with the old school guys like the Melos and the LeBrons. Cause I mean, like you said, it's not as competitive as it used to be. It got, in my opinion, it got a little bit softer. There's no brawls or no rivals. I mean, I respect the young guys. I mean, they're highly athletic, but the way when I was growing up watching the NBA, it was post moves, you know, like dirty stuff, like KG,
Yep.
you know, those type of games. And
Nobody was
even
pulling up from like half court. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you know, players evolve every year and they pull up from like half court. But like I said, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like watching NBA and then playing basketball. Like for me, playing basketball now is probably gonna be different, like how I played basketball 3-4 years ago, because everyone's pulling up now too. So, but you know, it is what it is. You gotta evolve. But for me, I still, you know, I mean, I might give it a chance again. I just haven't found that new player yet, because I'm still stuck with like the LeBron, the Melo, the Westbrooks, the KD. Like after all those guys leave, I don't know who I'm gonna watch.
That's true.
Yeah, so I don't know how you feel about Dan.
I've been watching Melo ball. He's a beast.
Yeah,
he's really good. He has a weird shot, but his IQ is way better than Lonzo. Way better. It's not even comparable.
Were you surprised that it was like that?
No, because like when I was watching this highlights when he was in the Australian league, I saw like, oh yeah, he got his growth spurt. He turned like he was like 6'8", and then like
that's crazy.
His passing touch, his like touch skills, like with threading the ball, it's just crazy. For like his age to be that mature and having a good like basketball IQ like that, you can't. That's like very rare. That's like that's like LeBron, basically, when he was coming up. So
yeah, I agree on that. I think it's just because he's just been exposed. So like after high school, he literally just went. He didn't go to college. I don't think. No, he didn't even go to college.
Mm-hmm.
He just went to Australia, and I think that was really good. He went to Lithuania, then Australia. I think that was like best for him. But that growth spurt just went crazy.
Yeah,
that helps.
That's definitely.
I was expecting too much. I really was expecting a lot from Lonzo, and then after that, I was like,
kind of fell off a little bit.
That's cool. All right, so thank you so much, Katelyn, for coming on. You know, sharing your stories and what and your successes in high school and what you're doing now. So, where can they find you on like your social media stuff?
Oh, you could find me on IG, Katelyn Canlas, but instead of like Katelyn, Katelyn Kanlas.
All right,
I just switched it.
All right. Well, me and your career, we want to wish you good luck. You know, the rest of the way in your collegiate career as well as in school. So you know, you got a good supporting cast. You know, with your family, and you know, we're always here for you always, and we're always rooting for you. And hopefully, like I said, when the world is normal again and everybody can be all together, you know, we can't wait for you to get back on the court. So we appreciate everything.
Thank you for having me, guys.
All right, guys. So this is Dandin.
Machismo.
All right. Have a good night.